What is good, guys? Good morning. It is Monday, the 18th of September, and it's not just Monday, it's also day 100 of the bulk, and it is also going to be a day where I'll be just walking you through a full day of eating, because this is probably the highest my calories are going to get in this first push-up phase of the off-season. Currently, protein sitting at just over 350 grams a day, carbs 930, and fats 55, so pretty up there. Still doing my daily morning cardio, 30 minutes a day, and still have a step target, that sort of thing, and then the usual training. I'll record today's training too, but that'll be a separate video, just because it'll string out and drag out way too long otherwise. But yeah, I just wanted to walk you guys through full day of eating, because a couple of people did say they wanted to see that, and it's been a hot minute since I did one. So yeah, it'll be pretty straightforward today though, very basic. I'm not going to go into a lot of effort with editing or anything like that. I'll just show you the meals, that sort of thing, and just walk you through a bit of my day-to-day life, or like my daily routine, I suppose you could say, which brings me to the start of it. I wake up, go to the toilet, measure my vitals, then I go to the fridge, take my medicine, I get water, and I'll drink a litre of water a day to start the day off. So that's the first thing I do before I step outside and do anything else. I'll always drink a litre of water a day upon wake. And yeah, the minute I just buy these 1.5 litre bottles from the 7-Eleven, and I try to get through at least 5 of those per day, so 7.5 litres. But yeah, what I basically do is ready for this? Food scales. I literally just put the water bottle on the food scales, because I'm a bit anal retentive about getting exactly a litre. I tear the weight, and if you pick the whole water bottle up, it'll say like 1.5, like minus 1.5 kilo or whatever. And because a mil of water is a gram, yeah, I just drink 1,000 grams, and then I put the water bottle aside, make my EAAs for my PHYSIQUE cardio, and then yeah, head out the door and do that pretty much, which I'll show you a bit of as well. But usually this takes me a couple of minutes, so I'm not gonna down it to a point that I'm feeling sick or uncomfortable. And because we're on the 25th floor, I'm kind of look down, look at all the cars on the road, and you can see Tesco from here. So half a litre, bit to go. It's also check-in day with my coach, so I might chuck up some check-in photos from today once I take those later on for him. Some mornings this is really easy to do, other mornings it's a bit of a chore. But at the end of the day, it's about consistency, so just do it on the days you feel like it, or on the days that you don't to. Alright, 100 grams to go. Perfect, on the dot. Just like you prepare EAAs, any other person would do the same thing. You get a shaker bottle or a water bottle, whatever tickles your fancy, but I don't have a funnel, so shaker bottle. And because I've drank a litre, I don't really need to weigh this out. I know it's going to be half a litre. It's a 1.5 litre bottle, but I put in 600 ml of water, so basically the rest of that, and another 100 ml. And I just do 10 grams of EAAs. I actually feel like a coffee too today, which I don't usually do, but I might have a black coffee too before I do my cardio. So yeah, we've got an espresso machine now, we picked that up the other week, so I might just make a chocolate flavoured Nespresso coffee from one of those chocolate coffee pods. So it's, there we are. And that is done. Yeah, this is what I mean. So you can see like that big white building over there is Tesco, and you just got one of the main streets. Yeah, I'll go chocolate again. Been going chocolate a lot lately. Yeah, I'm not going to record the whole thing. You get the idea. Finished product. Literally just a shot of coffee. I don't put like almond milk or anything in it. But yeah, done. What I've got here pretty much, guys, is meal number one. The majority of it at least. Usually I also have a bowl of cereal with this, but because I'm going to Starbucks in a bit after I finish this to do a bit of work, I'm probably going to be getting a low-fat blueberry muffin there alongside my coffee. So if I do that, I've got to forgo the carbohydrates from the cereal, obviously. So what I've done is, instead of putting the protein powder in the shake and pouring that over my cereal like I usually do, and having no protein powder in my oats, just to still hit my protein target and stuff, I've just put the protein powder in the oats today. And I'm still having the usual amount of eggs, egg whites, that sort of thing. And then I'll just make up the carbohydrate difference with the muffin instead of the cereal. So pretty much what I got here is 2 whole eggs, 300 gram of egg whites, some salt, pepper, and got 80 grams of oats, 20 grams of honey, 100 grams of blueberries, and 30 grams of whey. I just use a hydrolyzed whey, vanilla flavored. And then, yeah, morning supplements, have those, wash it down with a drink. Usually I have the Schweppes 0 calorie, like 0 sugar drinks that they sell over here, but we're out of those at the minute, and I don't want to walk down to the 7-Eleven, so I'm just going to have this, which was in the fridge. I haven't had it yet. I wasn't a fan of the other flavors, so I probably won't like this one, but we'll give it a crack. And yeah, I'll dive into this. I won't record myself eating it because it's a bit weird, but yeah, I'll finish this off, and then I'll go to the Starbucks. And if I do get the muffin, I'll show you the muffin. I'll put the macro totals either here on the screen for this meal, or I'll put the macro totals on the screen when I get to Starbucks if I do have the muffin for this as well as a muffin. But yeah, time to dig in and get the day started. Wow. Yeah, not a big fan of that. It tastes like the, have you ever had those UDL vodka drinks? It literally tastes like that. It's disgusting. But yeah, finish this off, and time for Starbucks. Alright, so we're in Starbucks now, and this is the low-fat blueberry muffin. It's called the skinny blueberry muffin. The macro is actually pretty good. I found them because they do sell this in the UK Starbucks as well. So I just use their macros for it because in Thailand the Starbucks website doesn't have any nutritional information. But yeah, I'll just go the skinny blueberry muffin, use the UK's nutritional data because it'll be close enough. And just my coffee, just a grande cold brew with 1 ounce of unsweetened almond milk and 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup. So I'll have this. So my sun is on. I'll have this, and then I'll dive into some work. Meal number 2, finally back from Starbucks. Just did some email work there and responded to WhatsApp messages and everything like that. I also did my check-in with my coach, so I just filled out my spreadsheet, sent off my photos and everything like that. I'll chuck if I remember, like I said, I'll chuck the photos up here from today's check-in, this week's check-in, so you can kind of see where my body composition's at. But currently I'm averaging at about 119 kilos in the morning, so very, very close to cracking that consistent average weekly weight of 120 kilo, just 263, 264 pound, I believe. And that's where I'll be basically maintaining my weight after this initial push-up phase. Once I kind of reach that weekly average weight goal or target, the plan is with the coach to just basically hold that weight and improve body composition at that weight, maybe go into a little bit of a deficit and drop a couple kilos, a few kilo. I don't mind if I do, because obviously taking one step back in order to take 2 or 3 steps forward is very productive. And I think to maintain good insulin sensitivity, good nutrient partitioning, it's always good that we maintain a respectable body composition, so like a respectable body fat level. And even though I'm not fat by general standards for myself, like for my own standards, that's what I'd consider to be a little bit fat, kind of edging towards that fat kind of, I suppose, territory. So yeah, I want to just dial body composition in, bring that body fat level down, and just ensure that insulin sensitivity, nutrient partitioning, all that's good. I mean, my HbA1c score was really low, 3.9, despite the fact that I'm pretty much consistently eating just shy of 1,000 carbs a day. So that's good. Most people wouldn't have that low of a HbA1c value, even if they were eating half the amount of carbs I'm eating. So that's definitely a good sign, a positive that insulin sensitivity is there. But just to optimize growth, there's other factors, other metabolic pathways that do take a bit of a hit when you're in a surplus for a prolonged period of time. So just, yeah, dialing things back a little bit to push forward again. Up to 130 kilo is the plan of action. But meal number 2 is 125 grams of peas, corn and carrots, just frozen vegetables, 350 grams cooked weight of jasmine rice, and 250 grams raw weight of ground chicken breast. I just use like a mustard of some sort usually on my meals. I've got a bit of an addiction to this Carolina mustard, sweet mustard from Heinz at the minute, so I've just been using that, alternating between that and what is it, honey mustard. Yeah, so I'll put a bit of that on. I don't really track this per se. I do, but I just track it as one serve, but I usually use probably 1.5 to 2 serves. And yeah, just hook into this, watch some YouTube, and then partner and I were going to go to the grocery store, which is like the local Tesco. It's called Lotus now. Used to be called Tesco, but yeah, we'll go there, pick up some food supplies. We're short on egg whites, meat, stuff like that. And then yeah, it'll be back here, a little bit more work, and then time for meal number 3, which might be, depending on the time of the day, the pre-workout meal. So yeah, honestly, I could probably eat this without sauce, but having a bit of sauce just helps make it go down a little bit easier. It's not as dry then, so yeah. Oh, and also supplements, berberine, betaine, HCl, and fish oil, just to help with digestion. Again, I'm not going to show you me eating the whole meal, but I'll have a mouthful on camera. Yeah, it's good. So I'll finish this salad bowl of food, and yeah, I'll see you for the next meal. So we're home from the grocery store now, and I picked up some fresh fruit while I was there. So what I got here is, you can see it. I'll just see if the camera zoomed in, focused on it. So it's just 150 grams of turmeric mango. I think it's just a breed of mango. So I'm just tracking it as regular mango. And then 200 grams of watermelon with a bit of cinnamon and salt on it. Usually I don't eat this, like I don't usually eat fresh fruit like this daily, but if I see it there and I want it, I'll just basically reduce the carbohydrate content and say like my cereal later in the day, or reduce the rice content in one of my meals to make room for it basically, because it's a nice refreshing snack. But yeah, all in all, it's only got like 30 carbs, and yeah, good way to just get some extra fruit in your diet. Because I do have frozen blueberries every day religiously, and yeah, just to get a bit more variety, bit of a more broad micronutrient profile from your fruit intake. It's always nice to kind of get a little bit of variety in there. But yeah, it's not in my meal plan. I just make a bit of room for it myself, and yeah, fit it in if I want it. And so I'll eat this. I'll watch a little bit more YouTube, and then I'll dive into some more work. But today, Monday, it's the first day of the week, and it's usually my quietest work day. I don't have any check-ins on Mondays, and I deliberately set it up that way so I don't have to worry about basically not having time in the week to get other tasks done. Because we all need that one day out of the week where we get a lot of our, I suppose you could say, errands done. And if you stack your work, especially when you work for yourself, if you stack your work over all of your days of the week, it gets real challenging to kind of find the time. So the way I set it up is Tuesday through Friday check-in days. Monday is exclusively not a check-in day. It's to get other things done. I also on Mondays have a bigger time window in terms of the time slots available for one-on-one video consults through my website. So if people want to, say, book a consult and go through their blood work, have me review it, and give them some feedback, then they have the ability to do that. And there's a little bit more availability on that Monday. So that accounts for my lack of availability throughout the remaining days of the week where I have my check-ins kind of stacked back to back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'll yeah, chill, watch a little bit of YouTube, and I'll get back to you for probably the pre-workout meal, because it is pretty late now. It's yeah, about 20 to 4. So probably be training around 6:30 tonight. So have a pre-workout meal probably about an hour before that. Alrighty, so we've got pre-workout meal part number 1. I've got it in 2 parts because the biggest bowl I have, which is, believe it or not, despite how small it looks in reference to my hand, a salad bowl. I've got a bowl of cereal here, but I'm going to put the macros for the total pre-workout meal on the screen. But this is only part 1 of it. I'll show you the other part once I've got it ready. But yeah, basically just a mixture of multigrain Cheerios and Rice Krispies, some blueberries, some honey, and a protein shake poured over the top. Just a scoop of hydrolyzed whey in water. But yeah, enjoy this, and I will also have another berberine and a B10 HCl with this. I usually have it with every second meal throughout the day, and I think I might watch some Baki Hanma while I eat this. I've been slowly working my way through the show. Like, it keeps my interest and it loses my interest sometimes, but if it loses my interest, I just start watching something else for a bit. Yeah, outside of like eating a meal, I don't really watch like YouTube TV series or anything like that. I just don't simply have the time for it. So usually it's just I'll watch one or an episode while I'm eating, and then that's it. Then it's either work, training, or sleep, pretty much. But yeah, this is pretty much part 2 of the pre-workout meal. Just another bowl of cereal, pretty much. But yeah, I'll put the macro totals on the screen here. I changed it up a little bit. I put some Frosties in here. So it's instead of Rice Krispies and Cheerios, it's Frosties and Cheerios in this bowl, but same ingredients: blueberries, cereal, and then just water with a bit of protein powder. But yeah, the totals, I'll put it on the screen for the meal, and I'll get back to you with the post-workout meal. There we go. So yeah, it's a little bit dark here, so I just had to change the exposure. Hopefully you can see me fine. So it's post-workout meal time now, finally back from the gym, and it is 9:45 at night. So I'll definitely dig into this and then get into the rest of my food, because I've still got quite a bit of food to hit. I've only had about, I think, just over 500 grams of carbs today. So yeah, a lot of food to go. And I still have protein to hit, and still have some fats to hit. I think I'm only halfway through my daily fats. So yeah, all in all, decent session. I'm actually going to be editing that shortly. So that'll probably be up before this video, despite the fact that they're both day 100 of the bulk. Yeah, post-workout, evening supplements, then I'll dig into this. This meal is pretty much a repeat of lunch today, so 125 grams of vegetables, just peas, corn and carrots, that get some fiber in, some micronutrients, and Also some additional trace carbs because carrots and corn are pretty high in carbs, so are peas. 350 grams of cooked weight jasmine rice, only 200 grams of ground chicken breast because I also add in 100 grams of egg whites, but it equates to the same macros. Identical meals, just the only difference is 200 grams of chicken and 100 grams of egg whites as opposed to 250 grams of chicken and no egg whites, which is what I had earlier in the day. And yeah, a bit of that sweet Carolina mustard that I'm addicted to. And my post-workout evening supplements are berberine HCl to help with glucose utilization, a digestive enzyme complex just with a handful of different digestive enzymes just to help with general processing of the food. I've got some N-acetyl L-cysteine in here and some vitamin C. I've got some zinc glycinate, a highly bioavailable form of zinc, and some fish oil just to help get more EPA, DHA fatty acids in for the day. I've also got some L-theanine, 5-HTP and GABA, and those three help just down-regulate the nervous system. So you go from like a sympathetic fight or flight state, which is what you're in when you train and when you finish training, into a more like parasympathetic rest and digest state to help process the food better and wind down in the evening to get ready for bed, basically. So done these, hook into this, and then I'll show you my snack, which is to follow, which kind of helps bump the total carb count up for my post-workout meal. Yeah, another salad bowl of food. Just not salad, chicken and rice instead. And if I don't want to like have the volume of the rice cakes, I can always just put some honey on this too. Helps bump the carb count up for this meal, and then I don't have to have as many in the snack. Yeah, I'll finish this and dive into some editing of today's chest, shoulder, tricep and calf session. Hopefully get that uploaded tonight, scheduled to launch tomorrow. And yeah, watch some Netflix or some YouTube and just relax while I eat the rest of my food and show you guys that. So this is the snack that I was talking about. So it's just basically 4 thin rice cakes and 60 grams of jam. I put a little bit of powdered peanut butter on there too. I'm not going to track it though because it's pretty negligible, 10 grams. And I've tracked my vegetables and my sauces today, which I don't usually do. So yeah, that is the rest of the post-workout meal, I should say, which brings the total carb count to about, I believe, 200 grams. Should do. Next meal, which is a pre-bed meal. Another bowl of cereal. I'll put the macros up here for this, but yeah, Rice Krispies, Cheerios, blueberries, honey, and again a bit of protein powder in a shake poured over the top. Be able to eat this, and then my final meal before bed is just like a steak with rice. Or if I'm not feeling like the steak, sometimes I'll switch it up a little bit and have a leaner protein sauce, and then just sub in a little bit of dark chocolate. But yeah. Pre-bed meal. Well, most of it. Instead of having the full amount of carbs from rice, what I'm going to do is I've got one bagel left, so I'm going to have the bagel with a bit of reduced sugar jam on it, and yeah, that'll polish it off. But essentially, I'll put the macros for the whole pre-bed meal up on the screen, but that's including this as well as a bagel in a minute. But yeah, 100 grams raw weight of diced beef, 175 grams of cooked weight jasmine rice, a bit of mustard, pepper, salt, that sort of thing. And yeah, I'll eat that, have the bagel, and that's pretty much it, guys. So that concludes the full day of eating. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into how I hit 900 plus carbs a day. Again, I'll put the total macros for the day up on the screen here. And yeah, it's just pretty much basic shit. Rinse and repeat. I mean, meat and rice, cereal, protein shakes, eggs at breakfast, oats, just typical bodybuilder foods. Obviously you can have a bit of flexibility if you want to, but at the end of the day, like I do enjoy eating this kind of food on repeat. Not everybody's like that, but I am. And I mean, I've got some pretty big goals for myself in bodybuilding, so I'm not going to take any risks when it comes to being too flexible with my nutrition. I'd rather just be dialed in, do everything as best as I can to a T, and know that there's no cards that are left on the table when I get the ultimate outcome for my efforts. So yeah, hopefully this gives you some ideas for your food. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. To all the hard gainers out there, I used to be a hard gainer too. I never really had an appetite, but it's kind of a skill you can acquire. You can build your appetite over time. If you are somebody that doesn't really have a big appetite and struggles to eat enough to be able to gain weight and maintain weight, and then eventually you'll get to a point where you can quite, I wouldn't say comfortably, but I guess quite easily gain weight and maintain weight, which is where I'm at now. So yeah, just shy of 6,000 calories though, so it's a lot of food. And I'll see you in the next video, guys.